today. So if you have any questions, any problems, anything you need, she's your woman for the rest of the day, okay? Oh, there's questions already? We'll take 3 questions. Aaron? Do you have homework? Is there homework today? That's up to your teacher. It's Friday, and there's no school on Monday, right? She did say everybody can have a day off on Monday. Nobody has to have a day off.
What are you doing at Principal Exam?
Oh, Principal Izam did a very good job yesterday. He's retired from his position, and he will return again in a couple of years. Any other questions? Okay. Well, we would like to welcome you guys to our 3rd grade assembly. These are the Course of Virtue for grades 3 and 4. Parents, thank you so much for coming. We are looking forward to a wonderful performance from Mrs. Palmer's class. We hope that you enjoy their performance. Thank you guys very much.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out today on this beautiful Friday morning. This morning, my 3rd grade class is very excited to present to you a very special show called Character Matters 2. For those of you that were around last year, my class performed Character Matters Part 1. This class was very excited about it and wanted to do something similar. So the Fairy Tale Advice Council is back again with a new cast of characters and some new problems to help resolve. So, here I present to you Character Matters 2.
Math and science are important. Reading is good for you. But when it comes to good decisions, character matters too.
Even folks who live in folk tales struggle to think things through. Yes, even in enchanted kingdoms, character matters too.
Hello, I'm Rapunzel from the fairy tale.
And I'm Cinderella. And I'm Humpty Dumpty. We're glad you're here for a meeting of the Fairy Tale Advice Council.
Today's meeting is special because it is the very first time Cinderella and Humpty have been on the council.
It's so exciting. We get to give advice to fairy tale characters who find themselves in a bind.
Even us fairy tale folks don't always know what's best to say or do in tough situations.
Like when it was midnight at the ball, my carriage turned back into a yam. A yam? I thought it was a pumpkin.
No, it was a yam. I should know. I was sitting on it, and it took those mice forever to drag me home. But it all had a happy ending, which is what we like to see. Humpty, what's our first case today?
Oh, looks like trouble between old friends. It's Snow White and the 7 dwarfs.
Welcome. Hey, I only see 2 doors. Aren't you short a few doors?
That's what sort of Conan.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I just thought there were 7 of you.
It's the recession. We've been downsized.
Don't even go there. Now what seems to be the problem?
My friends are very upset with me, and it's so, well, upsetting.
Of course we're upset. After all we did for you.
She never even stopped to thank us, just rode off into the sunset with her prince without a word of gratitude. We never faltered, we never shirked. We even whistled while we worked. But did she thank us as she now claims? She never, ever really knew our names.
That's not true. Was it Lumpy? Maybe not. Was it Stumpy? Was it Bob or Billy? Oh, poor me.
See? What about when she ate that poisoned apple? We did the Heimlich and CPR, and when she woke up, she's the star. She got Prince Charming, she got the fame. She never really knew our names.
That's not true. Was it Lumpy? Maybe not. Was it Stumpy? Was it Bob or Billy? Oh, poor me.
See? Prudence. Gratitude is the proper attitude. Take time and don't be rude. It's the proper attitude. Be thankful, show some gratitude.
Like, do you have something you would like to say to your friends?
I'm terribly sorry. You were so kind and helpful. I just got caught up in the fairy tale and we forgot. Thank you. Thank all of you very much.
That's okay.
And your names all kind of hard to remember.
Well, that worked out.
This has got to stop. I can't take it anymore.
I've changed my ways.
Oh, sure. Last time you told me that you tried to eat me.
It was just a nibble.
The only thing that was sticking out your mouth was his foot.
Okay, it was a big nibble. We're not doing that kind of thing anymore.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
We're the
tries to swallow us. That was before I used to be a big bully. I thought it was cool eating people on the bridge. But I know that now. Being a bully is never cool. I'm a troll is true. I guard a bridge or two. I eat folks like you if you attempt to pass. But I don't want to be the villain I have done before. I will be an ogre folks adore. I want to walk the street with friends that I don't eat. I don't want to be a bully anymore.
No bullies. Bullying is not okay. 0 bullies starts today. No bullies.
Hi there, I'm the Red Riding Hood, and this is the part of the meeting where I introduce this month's Good Manners Award winner. You may remember what a polite child I was when I saw the roll from my grandmother's bed. I said things like, "Grandmother, what big eyes you have," and "Grandmother, what big teeth you have." But I was just being polite. What I was thinking was, "Grandma, what happened to you? Were you in some horrible accident?" My politeness paid off, though, giving the hunter time to save all of us. Now, the Good Manners Award goes to the princess from the Princess Anne.
Thank you. I'm so honored. I'd like to thank my agent for getting me the gig, and especially the king and queen here for deciding to test me.
It was our pleasure. We had to make sure she was a very polite princess if she was to marry our son.
So we came up with a whole slew of tests to see how she would respond. The pea under the mattress was just one small part of the evening's examination.
The soup we served her was lumpy and greasy.
But I said the food tasted so good, and the bread had a grain, quite surprising.
And that's because we made it from wood. Such wonderful manners. A princess, all right.
It pays to be polite.
The songs we played her were bad country western.
But I said the music was nice, and the bath they prepared was refreshing.
And that's because we filled it with ice. Such wonderful manners. A princess, all right.
It pays to be polite.
17 mattresses piled to the sky. We kissed the princess a sweet way of pie. One little pea below the stack.
Who put that bowling ball under my bed? But I mean, it was just the support I needed.
Temperance. Be polite, don't be rude. Use kind words, etc.
Okay, Huffy, who's next? Let's see, here it is. 3 little pigs, something about a huffing and puffing problem. Who are they?
Oh, they sent me an email. They worked it all out.
What did they decide? Straw, sticks?
They're going with bricks.
Good choice. Okay, let's see. After the few little pigs, it's the miller's daughter and Rumpelstiltskin.
Haven't you figured out his name yet?
No, and I've lost all hope. If I don't guess his name today, he'll take away my son.
How could you?
I made her an offer she couldn't refuse. She promised to give me her firstborn if I was strong to gold for her. I honor my part of the bargain. She got to live and marry the king, and now it's time to collect. It's all here in this contract.
I've tried every name I could think of. I even sent messengers to try to find out, but it's useless.
Don't give up. You can't let this ogre win.
Hey, watch you calling an ogre. I'm a businessman. I ran this all past the folks in the legal department. This thing is airtight.
I can't win. Just one day left to this sad game. Just one day left to guess his name. I feel I've lost. I want to cry. Still not many names left to try. Is it Floyd? Is it Larry? Is it Lloyd? Is it Harry? Is it Bob or Billy? That's my hope.
Nope. Fortitude. Never ever give up. Quitters don't succeed. Never ever give up. One more try is all you need.
You know what? I think I got my second win. Just one good guess and you'll be gone. I think I feel one coming on. Is it Floyd? Is it Larry? Is it Lloyd? Is it Harry? Is it Rumpelstiltskin? That's my guess.
Yes. Fortitude. Never ever give up. Quitters don't succeed. Never ever give up. One more try is all you need.
Did somebody call us? We weren't doing anything wrong. Nothing at all. give him a scowl. Think, 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 little duckling. Before you act so foul.
The golden rule, oh, it's a very useful tool. At work we play, at home or school. Treat others the way we want them to treat you.
Try, 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 little duckling. Waddle in shoes. How would you like it if he clapped up at you?
The golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Always remember the golden rule.
Maybe we should give that ugly duckling a chance. Yes, I think you're right. That's
There's only one more piece on the list for today.
It doesn't involve yams, does it?
No, but there are some rats.
Better than mice. Bet your rats could pull a yam home in no time.
I recognize him. He's the Pied Piper of Himmelin, and these are, his rats?
We got to stop the Pied Piper.
He's very upset and planning a revenge.
He piped his tune and all us rats left town.
But then the town refused to give them the money they promised.
Those people mock my genius, but they'll regret it. You don't diss the Pied Piper and get away with it. Oh, it takes years to get this piping right. You don't learn rhythms overnight. Lowering rats is very tricky. They are musically picky. If you play off key, they tend to bite.
Now what gratitude do they show him? They don't pay the fee they owe him.
They just laughed and sent him on his way.
One last job before I'm leaving. I'll get vengeance. I'll get even. They will pay. Oh yes, I will make them pay.
Justice. Stop, stop, stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. Getting even doesn't pay. Hurting in return is not the way.
Okay, I won't do it.
You need to work out your differences.
Yeah, I know, it's just not fair.
I'll tell you what's not fair. Humpty Dumpty just had a great fall.
He wasn't sitting on a wall, was he?
How did you know? I called all the king's horses and all the king's men to put them back together again.
Why the king's horses?
Pardon me?
What could a bunch of horses do for a cracked egg?
I don't know. For some reason, it seems like the right thing to do.
Well, I hope it's okay.
In the meantime, Mr. Piper, it appears that we have an opening of the Fairy Tale Advice Council. You interested in being an ex-substitute?
Are you kidding? I'd love to.
Math and science are important. Reading is good for you. But when it comes to good decisions, character matters too.
Even folks who live in folk tales struggle to think things through. Yes, even in enchanted kingdoms, character matters too. Math and science are important. Reading is good for you. But when it comes to good decisions, character matters too.
Thank you again to everyone for coming, and there we go. Give them another round of applause. On stage, their costumes and everything, so I'm very proud of them for figuring it all out. Well done. So this is the start. Hello. One second. Here we go. Okay, so now we are going to start our leaf ceremony, our leaf presentation. So if I call somebody's name, please come forward. Zachary, Amelia, Caroline, Prem, Christian, and Kylie. Okay. Zachary, I'm so proud of you, or otherwise known as Humpty Dumpty. You are receiving this leaf today for fortitude. And as you can see, Humpty Dumpty actually did have a great fall and has a broken arm. So Zachary is receiving this leaf in the Forest of Virtue for demonstrating fortitude, more specifically for determination. A definition of fortitude is the courage to face challenges and obstacles. Just 2 days before MCAS, Zachary came to school with a broken arm, his writing arm, of course. However, he did not miss a beat. He immediately picked up a pencil with his left hand to complete all of his classwork. He did not complain and worked as if he had been using his left hand his whole life. I was amazed at Zachary's determination to complete all his work. I am proud of you, Zachary, for not using your impairment as an excuse to get out of assignments. The ability to overcome challenges shows great strength. Good for you. Amelia is receiving this leaf in the Forest of Virtue today for demonstrating temperance, more specifically for always showing courtesy, self-control, and patience. Amelia listens attentively and is never one to disrupt a class lesson. Her overall calm persona and easygoing attitude are a welcome gift to any classroom. Although new to BFCCPS this year, her patience and understanding in social situations have enabled her to make some great friends. Amelia, your polite and well-mannered demeanor is a wonderful asset to our school. We are so happy you are here. Caroline, our Rapunzel, is receiving this leaf in the Forest of Virtue for demonstrating fortitude, more specifically for her determination and bravery. I am very proud of Caroline for taking on the role of Rapunzel today. It took a lot of effort to learn her lines, but she persevered and memorized them all. She demonstrated a lot of guts to get up here and perform, overcoming her nerves and giving it her best effort. Caroline, meet all challenges with the positive enthusiasm you showed preparing for today, and you will meet much success. Prem is receiving the leaf today for exhibiting temperance, more specifically for working on patience and self-control. Prem has made a commendable effort in slowing down his work speed, being more mindful of quality rather than finishing quickly. I was very pleased to see the care he put in his recent MCAS test, taking the time to check over his work before deciding he was finished. Experience shows that when he puts in this extra effort, he can accomplish very good results. Prem, remember Aesop's famous words, slow and steady wins the race. Christian is being nominated into the Forest of Virtue today for demonstrating fortitude, more specifically for his optimism and spirit. Christian is always a positive light in the classroom. He gets excited about new challenges and shows great enthusiasm. I recall a recent math lesson where I was teaching double-digit multiplication, and Christian called out with great zeal, "I need this." His spirit is such a joy in the classroom. It is said you should surround yourself with positive people, so I am always grateful to see Christian every morning. Kylie is receiving this leaf today for just demonstrating temperance, more specifically for showing courtesy and organizational skills. Kylie takes pride in our classroom and will do what she can to keep it organized. There are certain days of the week where Kylie finds herself one of only a few children left in the classroom after all others have been dismissed. During this time, Kylie often volunteers to be a leader in what she calls the cleaning crew. She will sweep the floor, organize books, put up extra chairs, whatever it takes to get our classroom straightened out. This tradition was something she implemented herself as an act of kindness. I truly appreciate this effort because it benefits our entire classroom community. Thank you, Kylie, for caring enough to help us all out. And now for Mrs. Urkevic.
and girls. I am lucky to give out the last leaves in our class, and they are going to TK, Anika, Gavin, Mia, and Lily Cripp is supposed to get one, but she's not here today. She's at her brother's college graduation. Lily Cripp, she's not here. TK is getting this leaf in the Forest of Virtue for temperance. TK works very hard to do the right thing at the right time. I am so proud of how TK has been making better choices. TK has been working hard during Daily 5 and getting his work completed on time and to the best of his abilities. He wants to succeed and is willing to work just a little harder to get better grades. TK has an instinctive barometer for fairness. He wants to make sure that everyone has the same opportunities. It is so nice to have TK and see him grow over this year. Good job. Anika is earning this leaf in the Forest of Virtue for fortitude. Anika is one of the most hardest working students in class. I can rely on her for her slow and steady pace. I always count on her to take her time and give me her best work. I recently have been noticing how I have been so happy because of her passion for reading has improved so much. Anika is challenging herself with the choice of reading materials. She has thrived in literature circles, and it is a thrill to see her engaged in her literature discussion groups. I am thrilled to have Anika this year in class. Okay, Mrs. Palmer and I did not talk about this, but you will see a similarity because Gavin's sister is Kylie. Gavin is nominated in the Leaf in the Forest of Virtue for fortitude. Gavin is one of the most optimistic, helpful, and sincere students in class. If another student is in need of anything from a pencil to a piece of paper, Gavin is one of the first to offer them up. Gavin is also willing to help out whenever I or a classmate needs his help. Gavin is especially helpful at the end of the day and at the end of science class. I can always rely on Gavin to help me pick up the chairs, put some book boxes up. Gavin does this without expecting anything in return except for a thank you, sometimes maybe a Jolly Rancher. Gavin, it's a pleasure to have you in class. Good luck. I guess Mom is doing something right with the Wallace's family. Kelly, over here, honey. Kelly, I didn't call Kelly. Where's my friend Kelly? Kelly, come on up. Come on up. I totally forgot you. You were attached to this one. Come here. I'll get to you. Sorry, honey. It's not that they don't love you. Kelly is nominated in the Forest of Virtue for justice. Kelly is earning this leaf for friendship with her friend Julia and the compassion she shows. Julia has had a rough couple of months with injuries, and Kelly has been there every step of the way, supporting her friend. Kelly is all too happy to spend recess or lunch with Julia and loves being her special helper. It is ironic that Kelly receives this leaf for compassion because it was Julia who received her leaf last time for compassion. She showed Kelly when she had an injury. Their friendship is deep, and a mutual care and respect for each other they have is awe-inspiring. It is a pleasure, Kelly. Mia, last but not least, here we go. Mia is earning this leaf in the Forest of Virtue for fortitude. Mia is earning this leaf for fortitude, more specifically, perseverance. Perseverance is when you keep trying, even when you have setbacks. This is Mia. Mia has spent the second half of the year working very hard on organization, time management, and work completion. While these are lofty goals for anyone, Mia is making headway with all of them. Mia is a work in progress and should be recognized for all the work she has done to help manage her work. Congratulations, honey.
for the fourth graders. How's my voice out there? My ears just will not pop. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Right here, it feels like I'm an echo. Zachary Monjo, Sanjana Venkatraman, Izam Karukapada, Mary McKay, Connor Vayu, Catherine Chaudhry, and Sahil Bhatta. Zachary Monjo is nominated for a Leaf of the Forest of Virtue. The virtues that Zach exhibits are fortitude and justice. The BFCCPS definition of fortitude means having the courage to face challenges and obstacles, persevering when things get tough. Zach epitomizes that definition. When problems get tough, and they sometimes do, Zach knows that in order to succeed, he must persevere and meet the challenges. Zach is working very hard to remove the phrase, "I don't get it," from his vocabulary and replace it with, "I will eventually get it." Zach is a tremendous downhill skier, and Team 4S has thoroughly enjoyed hearing of Zach's escapades on the slopes. Just as downhill skiing takes practice, so does one's studies. Zach understands that anything worthwhile is worthy of the effort. If you ain't falling, you ain't hauling. Don't worry about the falls along the way, Zach. It just means that you're working hard. Keep hauling, Zach. Sanjana. Look at this one. Okay. Sanjana is nominated for a Leaf in the Forest of Virtue. The virtues that Sanjana exhibits are justice and fortitude. To quote the great William Shakespeare, "Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them." I think Sanjana is a mixture of all three. She has inherent natural abilities that allow her to quickly grasp new ideas, but then she continuously practices her new skill set until it becomes routine. Sanjana is a beautiful writer, and I predict an authorship in her future. Although Sanjana works tirelessly to excel academically, she still finds time to be a loyal, fair, and compassionate friend. Her equitable nature allows her to listen with her heart and advise with her brain. Sanjana is an inherent leader for Team 4S, and she never abuses that power, showing the characteristics of a true leader. Lead on, Sanjana. Izam is nominated for a Leaf in the Forest of Virtue for fortitude. Izam is an outstanding student who puts in extra outside work to ensure his high marks. He has always been one of Team 4S's highest achievers. When Izam has completed an assignment and verified its accuracy, he wastes no time in assisting a classmate who may still be working or experiencing difficulties. Izam has an easy manner when explaining math-related activities, and his classmates welcome his assistance. Although math comes easy for Izam, other aspects of school don't always, and Izam works hard to succeed in those areas as well. He has shown tremendous improvement in raising his hand prior to sharing. Kudos to you, Izam. Good job, Sorry, trying to alternate the boys and girls. Come on up here, sweetheart. The virtues that Mary exhibits are justice, fortitude, prudence, and temperance. What more need be said than the fact that Mary is being honored for all virtues? This may surprise some, as Mary's quiet nature keeps attention away from her and allows others the spotlight. Mary knows what is expected of her, and she does her very best to satisfy those expectations. Mary is at all times polite, considerate, fair, compassionate, and friendly to all. Mary, one of the things that I love most about Mary is that she beats to her own drummer, an admirable quality. It affords others the same right. Not only is Mary a virtuous student, she also possesses a wonderfully dry sense of humor and quick wit beyond her years. She frequently breaks up the class and her teacher with a humorous perspective on something we have just read and or discussed. I am thrilled to have Mary as a crucial player on Team 4S and look forward to more enjoyable days with Mary. Connor is nominated for a Leaf in the Forest of Virtue for fortitude. Connor is a bright spot on Team 4S. He's always sporting a smile, whether he's conversing with a classmate or even while tackling math problems. Connor takes his academics very seriously and works very hard in his attempts to succeed. And succeed he does. Connor has not received less than an A on any of his tests. Connor does not rest on his laurels, though. In fact, Connor is always eager to learn something new. Although Connor did not grasp long division easily, he persevered, and as soon as he excelled at long division, he wanted to learn the nuances of short division, which he already knows now. I believe Connor will succeed at anything he attempts because he possesses the fortitude and attitude to conquer. Katie Toddery is nominated for Leaf in the Forest of Virtue for justice, prudence, and temperance. Katie is another quieter member of Team 4S. There's a lot to be said for quiet. Norton Juster, author of The Phantom Toll Booth, on the reading list, asked, "Have you ever heard the wonderful silence just before dawn? Or the quiet and calm just as the storm ends? Or most beautiful of all, the moment after the door closes and you're alone in the whole house? Each one is different, you know, and all very beautiful if you listen carefully." Katie's calm demeanor and trustworthy character cause people to listen. Her classmates stop in their tracks when Katie shares her thoughts, as they are usually quite prophetic. Katie oftentimes views a situation in an entirely different way, causing her classmates to pause and ponder. While others may welcome the class's attention at that moment, Katie, like Tao, just is. She's in the moment, keeps it simple, and keeps it authentic. Keep on being Katie. Katie, she's awesome. Last but not least. Sahil is nominated for a Leaf in the Forest of Virtue for fortitude. It is an absolute joy to have Sahil in our class. He genuinely loves school and schoolwork. Sahil is always willing to do extra work to further his education. Sahil is our most improved male student. Slow and steady not only wins the race, it may help to achieve perfection. Sahil has set a record in our class for the highest number of perfect scores on tests, including bonus questions. Sahil is not intimidated or pressured to follow his classmates' lead and trying to be the first one finished. Instead, he takes his time, checks his work, and rechecks his work. I can literally see Sahil's brain working. His questions during class are both insightful and of a natural, curious nature, which makes teaching so rewarding. If he doesn't understand something, he knows the only way he will is to inquire, observe more examples, and listen to explanations that allow him to see it in a different way. Eventually, one of those ways hits a home run, or more appropriately, Sahil kicks the ball through the net. Keep up the incredible dedication, Sahil.
Thank you all for your patience. I'm so glad you're here because I have some really awesome kids to tell you about. Justin Winokur, Colin Brady, Tiffany Yu, Tanner Nadatal, Alex Newman, Grace Viveros, and Sam Piper. Forest of Virtue for prudence. Justin, you deserve recognition because you've been making great strides in making good decisions. Justin loves to read, which I commend, but at the beginning of the year, Justin wanted to read all the time, even during very exciting lessons. Over the year, Justin has made a deliberate choice, I think, to become more engaged in lessons, do his best more consistently, and participate meaningfully in lessons. Justin is widely admired, I am sure, for his willingness to work through many questions to solve a math problem and keep a cheerful attitude throughout the process. When the students worked in teams to make large salto topographical maps of the U.S., Justin chose to use his time enthusiastically and energetically to help produce a really fine work product. When we reported on our states of the U.S., Justin gave a very confident and well-prepared report on his state, North Carolina. Finally, when faced with the choice of being safely boring or taking a risk to be dramatic in our class skit Family Feudal, Justin decided to play his role with gusto, and I thought he was hugely successful. Justin, you have really become more thoughtful, and it's a great path you're on. I love it when the boys get their summer haircuts. So cute. Colin, this is Colin Brady. Colin, you're getting a leaf in the forest of virtue for prudence, because moms need prudence, okay? And perseverance. Colin deserves recognition. It seems to adults sometimes, I think, that it must be easy to be a fourth grader. No bills, no job to rush off to, no kids. But actually, life is complicated at any age when you're in it, and 10 is no exception. Colin, you've proved to me that you can make very good choices about how to conduct yourself and how to spend your time, and you have shown me that you care about your work in our classroom. Apart from excessive use of the bouncy ball, I have admired your good choices, such as starting morning work immediately in the morning, choosing to get your work done rather than socializing, and helping out fellow students in need. When we split up our class to read and discuss literature, I am always secretly thrilled when you are in my group, because I know you will have your hand up and contribute thoughtful answers. Thank you for your efforts. They have not gone unnoticed. And Tiffany's getting an award for best dressed. No, it's just kidding. Tiffany is getting an award for perseverance. Tiffany deserves recognition because of your sustained hard work. When Tiffany smiles, her smile can light up a room, and I'm glad to say that I do see that smile often. But Tiffany is also very sensitive, and sometimes she worries about school. So I want to give Tiffany credit for persevering through rough patches, for coming to school and staying focused on her studies, and for working to bring some of that confidence and mental strength that she has to have as a nationally competitive rhythmic gymnast to her school experience as well. I think I first saw that confidence really start to emerge when we wrote paragraph after paragraph under pen names. And even though no one knew who had written what, Tiffany worked hard to develop her voice, writing about such things as planting an orange tree, so that her hard work stood out. I have seen her perseverance in math too, as her scores have consistently gotten higher and higher. Tiffany, we hope as you head off to your competition that you win a blue ribbon. But no matter what, you've been a super winner with us this year. This is Tanner Matatal. Tanner, you're getting a leaf in the forest of virtue for justice. Tanner deserves recognition because he exhibits justice in many ways. Tanner is someone who can be kind of hard on himself because he never wants to let anyone down. But when it comes to others doing something out of line, he is very forgiving and accepting. Tanner accepts and recognizes that the rest of us are human and that we make mistakes. He says nice things about his classmates and he treats them with respect. And it is obvious that he likes and cares about a whole lot of people in his life. When he tells a personal story about racing remote boats on the lake or fishing, his story is as much about people as activities. Tanner, I've noticed that you try to be fair to your teachers too, trying in your own gentle way to move everyone in the right direction. Your sense of fairness is genuine, lovely to behold, and very much appreciated. You're getting the leap in the forest of virtue and for temperance. I think you said one day, I've never gotten one for temperance. Alex, you deserve recognition because you're someone who's always eager to know what's happening next, preferably before anyone else. But after I explained to you early in the year that it was hard for me to respond to individual questions because it would get confusing and I can't have 25 conversations, you really worked with that, okay? You accepted that, and you have, you totally understood my position, and you've worked really hard to control that impulse. So sometimes it's really, really tempting, I know. But additionally, Alex has shown himself to be a really valuable and contributing team player on a number of projects, especially on our big United States Salt Dome maps. Your artistic ability was really very much at play there and very much appreciated. He was a very attentive listener through our MCAS prep on math, and you became really adept at writing excellent math open responses that I could use as models for the class. I was proud of him, but more importantly, you were proud of yourself, and I was really glad of that. Alex seems to be the first in the class to realize and appreciate when I'm trying to shake things up, shake up a lesson, or approach things in a different way, and your attentiveness to that has also been very much appreciated. Thank you, sweetie. Congratulations. This is Grace Riveros. Grace, you're getting a leaf in the forest of virtue for fortitude. Grace deserves recognition because underneath that soft voice and quiet demeanor, you probably won't ever make it as a cheerleader, honey, I'm sorry, is a lot of strength and resilience. Many children who attend our school don't live in Franklin, but Grace comes a pretty long distance compared to most. She never complains about the commute, nor does she ever whine or complain when, even in a jesting fashion, about our workload in 4th grade. This has been true even through our intense MCAS prep sessions. Grace and I have kind of known each other for a few years, and I know that she's experienced a lot, but her experiences have made her heart bigger. When a friend is sad or disappointed, Grace is close by to provide support, to try to find just the right words to make her friend feel better. When I lost my father recently, Grace wrote me the most beautiful and heartfelt note I could have imagined. In fact, one of my daughters read the note and said, "A 4th grader wrote this? How does she know the right words to say?" Grace, thank you for your strength in supporting your classmates and me, and I will be interested to see where your sensibilities will lead you in years to come. And this is my friend Sam. Sam, you're getting a leaf in the forest of virtue for fortitude. Sam deserves recognition because I will not soon forget your performance in our assembly this year in December when you took on a role that no one else wanted, wearing a jester costume to play the host of Family Feudal, Richard, son of Dawes. But I was pretty sure that Sam would take the role willingly because he has fortitude, he has courage. He has a willingness to take chances to do something worthwhile, even though others who perhaps don't quite have that same level of fortitude might make fun of you. Sam, you know you exasperate me sometimes when you dance like Ferris Bueller's Day Off in class, but don't ever change that part of you that is so strong and so willing to take a chance on an answer, even though even you think it's wrong, to ask a question or to try to explain your thought processes clearly. Keep trying. Practice makes perfect. It has been an interesting and mostly very pleasurable year having this strong personality in the class. Congratulations. I think that concludes our assembly. Thank you all, parents, for staying, and children for listening. Appreciate that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, parents, for coming to attend today. This is Commerce class. You did, hold on one second, Commerce class did an amazing job in their assembly. I think we need to give them a round of applause, please. virtue was a genetic